With a mix of perfectionism and idealism, it's not difficult to notice just how impossible it is to completely please the average INFJ. However, the challenge to satisfy this picky personality type actually goes far beyond these fundamentals. So, what's really behind the INFJ's discontentment? Welcome or welcome back, psychos. Before we get into it, we'd love it if you liked and subscribed to our channel, as well as to click the post notification bell so you never miss a video. Alright, let's get right into it. Starting with number 1. They struggle with the unknown of unexpected plans. Sure, a nice spontaneous trip into the unknown could be the way to an INFJ's heart, but if they don't know who's coming, where they're going, or what they're doing when they get there, their reaction may not be as planned. When it comes to surprise parties, unexpected social gatherings, or even bringing along a friend they've yet to meet, it's not uncommon for the INFJ to slip into full internal panic mode. While this may be an act to encourage the INFJ to step outside their comfort zone, an INFJ would be too distracted by uncertainty and rushed mental preparation to appreciate the motive. INFJs know that others don't require the same amount of mental preparation for changes and plans and surprises. So, while they're busy feeling all of these emotions on the inside, they may seem ungrateful or uninterested on the outside because they can't properly explain current experience to people who can't relate. Number 2. They like things in a certain organized manner. So, you want to do a kind gesture for the INFJ in your life by cleaning out their car, reorganizing their junk drawer, or redesigning their office space. Well, don't be surprised if the INFJ seems slightly displeased by the results. INFJs have a particular order in which they like to organize their belongings, and how they've arranged things is likely exactly how they want them. They are strategic in their organization, and although it may seem chaotic to others, INFJs have a method to their madness. Therefore, while the gesture may be well-intentioned, a simple makeover or reorganization could derail an INFJ's focus and ultimately give them the mental load of having to reorganize it to their liking. Of course, all while being polite and masking their genuine frustrations. Number 3. They remain skeptical of simple gestures. INFJs love being shown when people are thinking about them. They love doing favors for other people and can truly appreciate when certain favors are done for them. However, they often struggle to discern whether a gesture is sincere or if there is an ulterior motive. For instance, if an old friend sends an INFJ a text asking about their life, the INFJ may wonder, what has this person heard about my life that made them reach out? Or, do they truly care about my life, or do they just want something from me? While INFJs enjoy meaningful connections, they can be extremely skeptical when others show interest. Usually, the skepticism is mended once the bond grows stronger, but in the beginning it can make it extremely challenging to please or flatter them. Number 4. They are hesitant to accept compliments. Just like they overthink kind gestures, INFJs also find it considerably difficult to take a compliment for what it is. While most people may become shy or flustered when receiving a compliment, INFJs, along with other introspective types, struggle even more. With such high expectations for themselves, compliments become difficult to believe. For example, if an INFJ got a bad haircut only to receive a compliment about it from a coworker, they may initially think the compliment is insincere and question why it was really given. In reality, the coworker probably genuinely liked their haircut, but the overactive and self-critical mind of the INFJ overrides that possibility. Of course, if a compliment is coming from a trusted source, much like the gestures we spoke of earlier, INFJs have a much easier time taking it for face value and may not question it at all. Number 5. They have extremely high standards for themselves and everyone around them. Speaking of self-criticism, the intricate mind of the INFJ is both their best friend and their enemy. The INFJ's perfectionistic ways lead them to hold themselves and their actions to noticeably high standards. Yet they don't stop there. Looking at life and other people through these perfectionistic lenses lead them to hold similar high standards for their relationships, friendships, and other connections that require a give and take of energy. INFJs have a fantasy-like expectation of what their lives are supposed to look like, and how the people in their lives are supposed to measure up. They have an innate idealistic outlook for their future outcomes, including their fairy tale standard of romance. While INFJs prefer to hold high expectation, the harsh reality is that life is far from ideal, and the secret to a happy life is gratitude for the things they do have, including the things that don't quite measure up to their dreamlike views of life. This is a harsh lesson they often learn later in life. Number 6. They are extremely self-critical. Introspective and analytical, INFJs are constantly evaluating their actions, performance, and decisions in every sector of their life. They can't help but take on a significant amount of responsibility for the outcomes of their actions, even through the unpredictable twists and turns. For example, if an INFJ receives a high test grade, they may be more fixated on the questions they got wrong rather than celebrating their high score, knowing they could have done better. In fact, depending on the situation, INFJs can become completely consumed in the "I should've" or "I could've's" to the point of completely distracting themselves. This tendency to critique themselves means that accomplishments and goals often fall short of bringing them satisfaction, as they are always considering how they could have done things differently. Number 7. Material possessions don't really interest them. While some people find joy in receiving expensive gifts and trinkets, INFJs often struggle to find the excitement or justification in certain acts of gift giving. While they are appreciative of the effort, INFJs march to the beat of their own drums and usually aren't interested in following the fashion trends or living the most extravagant life. While this may make them seem unemotional in the act of receiving gifts and valuable things, in the end, this sentimental personality type isn't won over by how fancy a gift is. They value things that are much deeper than materialism, and they understand the temporary happiness that objects provide. Instead, INFJs would much prefer a thoughtful gift of hand-picked wild flowers, a handmade artisan, or a heartfelt note expressing how valuable they are in someone's life. Number 8. They are distracted by potential futures. INFJs have difficulty staying grounded in the here and now because they are so often distracted by their inner worlds. The INFJ mind is constantly thinking up ideal future outcomes to the choices and experiences they have in the moment. They are constantly questioning themselves and whether they are making the right moves towards what they want in life. Yet most of the time, they're not even quite sure what it is they want. For example, if an INFJ got a promotion at work, instead of celebrating their pay raise and additional benefits, they may be thinking, do I really want to be in the career for that much longer? Or, is this really where I want to see myself in a year from now? In other words, INFJs can ruin the celebratory moments in life by looking too far ahead into the unknown, which makes it very difficult to feel satisfied in any area of life. And lastly, number 10. They find it challenging to express their needs. Arguably, the most important reason INFJs are nearly impossible to satisfy is the simple fact that they are hesitant to open up about their own wants and needs. In fear of burdening others, coming off as weirder than they already seem, or feeling even further misunderstood, INFJs tend to hold back this necessary communication. A good example relating back to a previous point would be when they refer to pretend to appreciate someone organizing their things, when in reality, they much prefer to do it themselves. While simple things like this may be easier to overlook in the moment, it makes it difficult for others to know when they're overstepping a boundary before it's too late. Since the INFJ is so empathetic and conflict avoidant, it leads to the hesitation of truly expressing themselves in relationships, friendships, and even jobs, in fear that they may be putting someone else down by making them feel inadequate. Well, psychos, that's all for today. So, let us know in the comments below if you consider yourself difficult to satisfy as an INFJ. Also, make sure to leave us a like, share with your friends, and subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a video.